we have done the consent agenda, and I can relax a minute and ask Mr. Mann to come forward. The workshop item 8.1 is a presentation, discussion, possible action regarding an update from College Station Emergency Management.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Richard Mann, Fire Chief. This evening, what we have for you is one of the regularly scheduled update items. It's given on an annual basis. We're not seeking any particular guidance or from you this evening. Just wanted to give you an update on the topic of emergency management, which, as you know, falls under the direction of the fire service. Tonight, for that presentation, will be Battalion Chief, our Emergency Management Coordinator, Trad Mills, will be giving that presentation, and then we're available for questions afterwards. I'll turn it over to Trad.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor, council members, and city management. Thank you for allowing me to update you guys on emergency management. My name is Trad Mills, and I am the Emergency Management Coordinator for the City of College Station. I am officed out of the CEOC in downtown Bryan, along with Brazos County, City of Bryan Emergency Management, as well as Texas A&M Emergency Management teams. This unique sharing of office space allows for rapid and efficient coordination and collaboration, not only during times of disaster, but also during times of blue sky. Collaboration that plays roles in updating plans, such as the ones I have listed up on the screen. These plans include interjurisdictional hazard mitigation action plan. This one currently has been state approved, and it's awaiting a FEMA approval at this time. We went ahead and updated and got signatures on Annex U, which is our legal annex, Annex P, which is our hazard mitigation annex. We also updated the basic emergency operations plan. Other annexes include Annex Q, which is hazardous materials and oil spill response. Annex H, the health and medical services. We're currently working on Annex S, which is our mass care. Other things that we have done, we've monitored and maintained situational awareness for forecasted potential threats. Whenever we have major fronts or storms headed our way, we're constantly in communication with the Weather Service, National Weather Service out of Houston. And although our lead source there just retired this year, we do have an excellent source that she reached out to me this week, and we're going to be meeting here next week, as a matter of fact. I continue to assist the region and as the Homeland Security Advisory Council Committee member. I'm also on CSISD's Safety and Security Committee. I'm a member of the LEPC as their committee. That's the Local Emergency Planning Committee. And I'm also on the committee for the volunteer organizations active in disaster. Our CEOC this year hosted trainings to include G300 and 400. That is the Incident Command System training courses that are in person, not online. We did that twice this year. Both our fire department, police officers, and sheriff's department all benefit from that course. We did a basic PIO course in October, as well as here locally, we put on a debris management course over at our Visit College Station facility, which worked out wonderful, by the way. Our continuity of operations plan was actually completed this year in April, and we did a tabletop training on April 10th. That training was outstanding. I wish you all could have seen it. It worked wonderful. We partnered with Texas A&M Emergency Management, City of Bryan Emergency Management, and we had a county fire chief also participate in that tabletop. I'm proud to say that our continuity of operations plan came in on time and under budget. Hurricane season runs from June 1st through November 30th, and this year we were impacted by Hurricane Beryl. Coordination amongst our department directors was unbelievable. I mean, it was seamless and flawless. So I'm proud of that, and it's just an absolute pleasure to work with all the directors in this city. So I encourage you during times of storms and everything to focus on the websites ready.gov, texasready.gov, and weather.gov to give you information on how to prepare for storms and other disasters. One interesting Beryl challenge that we had to deal with was the major river flooding. Hurricane Beryl dropped a tremendous amount of water. And College Station Fire Department was requested to assist an oil field team with a major gas line issue. And Texas Department of Emergency Management sent the request through me. I contacted Chief Mann, and we got a team out there within minutes to assist that team and help mitigate that situation. We had a few kind of small concerts that happened this year. I don't know, Mex Tour came to town and brought a lot of people, and then we had a singer you may know by the name of George Strait. George Strait brought in 110,000 individuals into Kyle Field. Now, I know that's Texas A&M, but when you bring an additional 110,000 people to the city of College Station, there's an awful lot of training and preparation that goes into planning for these events. And we got to plan and train with Texas A&M in preparation for these events. Warming and cooling centers were a hot topic that came up around the emergency or around the EOC this year, and we coordinated with American Red Cross, Brazos Valley Health District, as well as other CEOC partners in order to identify several locations within the city of College Station in the event that community-based organizations were overwhelmed with individuals needing our care or needing these centers. If you haven't already, I'm going to encourage you again to go to Code Red Alerting on the brazosceoc.org/alerts website. Register your phone, register your email, register your landline if you still have one. And you will get alerts anytime there's a major storm or major disaster, train derailment, utility outages, lost individuals, road closures, or public health disasters that you need to be notified of. And with that, that was my presentation and my update. I will happily take any questions.
Thank you, Trad. Questions from my right? I don't see anyone. Mr. Wright. On my right, Mr. Wright.
Yeah. I have a general question about the CEOC. Is it terribly efficient to be working out of there, in your opinion, or is it practical to be down in downtown Bryan for what we need?
The efficiency and the efficiency comes from the collaborations of working with the other team members that are down there, because like I said, even during blue sky days when there's just certain situations, wildfires that are out, not necessarily threatening any homes or anything, but it does threaten the livelihood of farmers, right? Whenever there's an incident, even the chicken farm fire that happened, we all went down there and helped each other out. So, you know, the collaboration amongst College Station, Bryan, the county, and Texas A&M, that's kind of unique. You don't see that anywhere else in the state. Normally College Station, if we had our individual, College Station would be kind of left out on its own. So, but it basically is breaking down silos, and I know what Texas A&M is doing. Texas A&M knows what we're doing, as well as City of Bryan and the county. So the collaboration is kind of where it's at.
Mr. Smith, okay. Questions? Anybody? Ms. McElhaney.
I have three. Number one, what keeps you up at night? Number two, what do you need to make your job go better? And number three, on the heating and cooling stations and things of that nature, do y'all actively collaborate with existing community members that are working in those types of capacities, or do you strictly deal with government agencies?
I don't deal with government. Typically what we do is, to answer number three first, sorry, because that's the one that I remember the best. What we like to do is collaborate ahead of time. We don't want to wait till the day that it's happening, because that makes it a lot more difficult, but they are fully aware that if they need anything from us, i.e. facilities, equipment, or, anything that we can put in for a, request from the state, they know that we'll collaborate with them and work with them. We do like to leave it up to the community-based organizations rather than providing resources that the city of College Station would have to provide. But we're more than willing to help them out at any time. As for what keeps me up at night, a lot of things really. What terrifies me the most currently is, active shooter training or active shooter awareness for the community and schools. It worries me.
And
But
then
I have kids, so that's why.
Understood. And are there any items or trainings that you see that you need that you don't currently have to do your job?
Absolutely not right now. I have the full support of my fire department and my fire chief, and then I have no doubt that he's got my back and he's got my, or he'll support me during any incident. So I feel very comfortable.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yancey.
Thank you, Mayor Nichols. Chief Mills, great job.
Thank you.
This is a culmination of, how long has this been in the works on the continuity of operations plan anyway?
Approximately a year and a half.
Yeah.
So,
I remember one of those early presentations. What is the proper shorthand or acronym? Is it COOP, Co-op, COP?
Coop.
COOP.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. And last question, was the county health department, is there really any overlap at all to speak of, a lot, a little? Are they involved in any of your emergency preparations? They came and gave a presentation here at City Hall, and I'm just curious, is there any strong collaboration there? Is there any to be had? Does there need to be more? Can you speak to that?
I do think there's something there, and over the last year, we have built a better cohesive group, I would say, with the Brazos County Health District. Arthur and Megan
Yep.
have reached out to us quite a few, and now Megan is attending quite a few of our meetings that we have down at the CEOC. So yeah, I do think, especially now that they just developed the Brazos County Health Coalition. And we just had Mr. Arthur come down and speak to the entire regional EMCs, and educate them on the Brazos County Health Coalition. So it's building, it's growing, it's getting better, and I look forward to seeing it improve.
Great deal. COOP, right?
Yes, sir.
COOP. Thank you very much. Great job. Thank you, Mayor Nichols.
Thank you. Mr. Schaefer, any questions? No other questions. Chief, you have any closing remarks?
Just a couple closing comments and thoughts. I want to follow up on a couple questions. Councilmember Wright asked an interesting question, because I think what we're going to see is a transformation of emergency management over the next 10 to 20 years. The emergency management in a hardened facility was a thing from the nuclear war, Cold War era, where we put all our eggs in one basket and said we want to have one hardened facility that we hope is bomb-proof, tornado-proof, and we'll have that as our command and control location. But now, today, especially what we saw during the COVID era, is we can command and control remotely if we have to. And the new technology that's available now allows us to have some of that collaboration from remote locations. So I think we're going to see over a period of time, we don't have to put all our eggs in one basket, but the collaboration is the key, and having collaboration between all these entities. And that'll be the real key to success for our community. And then what keeps me up at night? I'm going to tell you what keeps me up at night is the active attack. We have taken huge strides this past year, and I'm really excited that we are finally getting to where we are at least fully trained. The police and fire department have gone through extensive training over the past year. We'll be finishing that training this spring. Fortunately, we got a significant grant for that. To go through the Active Attack Integrated Response Training Program. And we partnered with our schools, different churches, different locations to do that training in realistic facilities where we may have to respond. But the one place that still gives us pause is that type of scenario in our Northgate environment, which is a very challenging environment, and one that we can't really necessarily practice in. But that is definitely a challenging environment. We've had that discussion before, the challenging environment, and having that type of an incident and in that type of environment is definitely a challenge for us, and one that we're very concerned about. So those are the things that keep us up at night. Thank you.
No other questions. Well, thank you both for bringing this presentation. We appreciate it very much.